Hey there, welcome to another part of our Fallout 4 retrospective. Let's let's revisit Fallout 4 little mini-series. We're back here, of course, at the castle. Figure, hey, we should look at some of these new items that we had gotten. I don't know what it would be under. Would it be under special? No? Huh. Oh, Creation Club has its own little... Oh, holiday? Halloween? I guess there's Christmas stuff, too. Oh, that makes it so much easier to find everything. Huh. Hanging Ghost? Aw. Okay. A Hanging Witch? A Scary Tree? Oh, don't get too scared. Do you like that? Is that pretty good? Specimen Jar? Hey, these work beyond Halloween, huh? If you just want to make some kind of weird science lab or whatever, the specimen jars can do double duty. Tombstones. I don't know if the tombstones would work, though. These are very Halloween-looking tombstones. Well, this one might work. This one might be generic enough, but these other ones look way too cartoonishly spooky. Candle bottles, those could be good. I like that there's a bunch of stuff in here that isn't... Oh, Nuka-Cola Quantum Cauldron. Does it just have quantum in there? It's got some lead in it, too. Great. Okay. Fuck it, let's just put one here in the corner. Oh, look at that. Reminds me of that Chalice of Blood from the Dawn Guard DLC. Got some balloons. Okay. Wall decor. A lot of the stuff that we had seen before. Oh, lights. These are actually functional ones, I guess. Oh, okay. A lot of string lights. Halloween-y ones with little jack-o'-lanterns. Okay. I like it. Enclave Communications Tower. I wonder if this actually has any function to it. I'm going to build one. Enclave Laser Turret. Heavy Laser. Enclave Ramp? Oh, for their little, like, ramparts or whatever that they can build. Their blockades. Oh, the barricades, I guess is the technical term. Oh, okay. Sure, we still need to go pick up again the other ones, don't we? Okay, cool. What happens if I use it? Does it need power? No. It does actually require power, but it's not the kind where you have to actually juice it up. So it's active now. It's like visibly moving around slightly. Huh. I wonder if it does anything. Like, are Enclave just gonna show up? Every so often? What does it mean to have built this? Maybe it's just... I don't know if it's just for looks or if it has a hidden functionality. Let's see, can I slurp some coal out of here? Oh, no. Okay. It's just got a cool blue. And black smoke as if it's exhaust. Right? Okay. Sure. Well, got a different sort of weapon. Laser rifle. Sort of the contemporary classic look. Right? Oh shit. I don't know if I can... Because I'll enter the crafting mode by doing that too much. Okay. Alright. Fair enough. Well, let's see. What orders of business have we got around here? We still have this western one again, if I want to do that. Do I want to, though? If we get around the area, right? Find and kill Pyro. A murderous member of the Forged has been terrorizing the Commonwealth in a suit of Enclave Hellfire power armor. I need to find them and take them down. Okay. Are there any near us at present? We'll just check this. Okay, fortunately there are none to the south. Looks like the nearest one might be... Investigate the merchant workshop. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty close. We could run there. Okay. Good. In the run-up to the war, the militaries for both the United States and the Chinese developed several powerful infantry weapons, including grenade launchers. It's possible some of those weapons survive today. I should visit a local supplier and see what I can find. Were grenade launchers in Fallout 3? I don't think they were. Right? What wasn't the first instance of, in the 3D games, the grenade launcher existing? Didn't that first come to New Vegas? Or am I specifically thinking of, like, the heavy auto grenade launcher that exists there? Because New Vegas, I remember it was, like, in one of the... in, like, a magazine at the time. I can't remember which one. Maybe it was, like, Game Informer or something. But, it was in a magazine interview where they were, like, showing off some of the new weapons, you know. Of course, they showed off the 9-iron, stuff like that. Because, hey, New Vegas chock full of a shitload of new weapons. Okay. I would say the creative director, Josh Sawyer, probably borderline infamous for trying to shove more weird fucking... weird science fiction ones and realistic ones, weapons into that game. Oh, this fucking guy. I remember this asshole.
You'd be back. You want that charge card now?
No.
You're out of your mind.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. But hey, it's your loss. Change your mind, you know where to find me. Retard.
Jesus Christ. I can't remember, I think he goes hostile if you buy it, I want to say. And I, like, learned my lesson, and I was like, I'd rather have this piece of shit, like, alive in the world somewhere than not, you know? Okay. Let us head on over here. Oh, look, we get to have fun with our weapon. It's a mighty one. It's young, and it's in its prime. This is just a scavenger right here. Okay. More of the rust devils out this way.
That's Commonwealth justice.
Should I try and...
Don't do anything stupid.
Good. Okay. Man, it's got to be said as well. Fallout 4 and 76's laser rifle sounds so fucking good, baby. I mean, that and as well the laser musket. I really fucking like the laser musket. I'm sad that we're not really going to have my souped up one for a lot of this, because apparently I've got it back at Nuka World, I guess. But the little, like, after noise when you fire a laser, that little wow, wow, that bit, that is so fucking good, right? It counts for so much. I feel like it's such a masterclass in sort of the work that I assume that this is part of what id and Machine Games did, or I can't remember if it was both of them or just one of them that signed on to do a little bit of work on Fallout 4 to make the weapons and stuff a little bit more satisfying. But I'm assuming that this is their doing, because it is night and day how satisfying the laser guns are in Fallout 4 relative to 3 and New Vegas. Just like the loud click of, like, the shot connecting, the, like, and then the after effect is so crucial of the, like, wow. And of course you get, like, the little particle effects of shit like the laser, not realistically, right? It's not terribly realistic, but who gives a shit? It's Fallout, it's sci-fi, right? But you see, like, the tracer fire, I guess you would call it, even though it's a laser weapon, so it wouldn't really have much of a... Well, I guess it would be a tracer, it would just be, like, at the speed of light, right? Isn't that the idea? Or do laser weapons actually fire light? Or is it are laser weapons actually closer to plasma? Is that ever actually explained? I would have to imagine, right? It's probably explained in one of the absurd little Vault Dweller survival guides from one of the first 2 games, right? They have so much wild detail in those. Okay, well, I'm a little scared that we're going to run into some sort of, like, mine. Look at all this. Is this someone's blood? Is this like a dividing line here painted in blood, or is it red paint? Okay. Man, look at this. This looks so fucking cool. Like, what a great scene, huh? What a great, like, environmental shot with the verticality, the old ads way up. And I think, like I said, also very crucially, cables running between these buildings, right? And sort of, I don't know, sort of perfectly exemplifying a lot of what's really dope about Fallout is you have the original buildings and housing with all the, like, science fiction, diesel punk, retrofuturism just, like, retrofitted onto it, and then strung up onto this obviously more industrial or commercial building. You know? Okay. Ooh, that dude is a Lego. There we are. What have you got? Troubleshooters. Oh, that's pretty bad. Okay. Let's see. I do think it's fascinating how in Fallout 76, because there are, like, group boss level enemies that appear every so often, it is actually, because of that, it has made these sorts of specific bits of gear that are like, take less damage from this type of enemy, do more damage to this type of enemy, right? It has made them actually a bit more useful than would otherwise be the case, right? But I do think, at least when it comes to weapons, for the most part, they should probably have, and maybe they have by now, but I think they need to be buffed up. Because even stuff like armor piercing, like an armor piercing 10mm is gonna do more damage against, like, the Scorched Beast Queen than a Scorched Killer, or whatever it's called, 10mm, right? No matter what. But in this game, it's not terribly useful, right? It's just one of, like, oh, I got a bad roll, right? Which I do think is, in a more loot-focused game, I do think it's good to have rolls on equipment that are just not as good, you know? It makes it, because otherwise it's not special when you get something nice, especially in a game wherein, like, the normal way in which you would balance this, if it were like a proper multiplayer, like, loot-driven game like a Path of Exile or Diablo, the normal way in which this would be balanced is like, oh, it's not for my build, it's not for my class, even, right? Oh, I'm a crit-based build, or I'm one that focuses on just straight-up damage or damage over time or whatever, right? Or I in some way convert defenses into damage, right? Then you would be like, oh, this isn't from my specific build, but because we're in Fallout 4, wherein the perk chart, you could theoretically be every single build at the same time, right? Thus, you could have it where, oh, I'll just, a legendary just dropped. I'm going to take it, obviously. This isn't good for my build right now or my current loadout, but it'll be good for one later. And you still do get that, right? But then, otherwise, without stuff like exterminators, you know, extra damage against Mirelurks, who gives a damn? Even Mirelurk queens aren't that tough. You kind of every roll becomes good, you know? Every roll becomes kind of like, oh, I should probably take it, you know, to some degree. And thus, I would argue it makes it less special when you have one that's really, really good. And just as well, you know, the straight-up stat upgrade ones, where it's just like, 15% more damage are far less interesting than something like, every time you get a crit, it refills your AP, or shoots a second projectile, which is really cool on certain weapons, stuff like that. Those are way more interesting than just like, like, for example, the weapon I'm using right now, right? It's a very boring affix. It's useful, 25% more damage, but it's not nearly as cool as something like, applies like 10 extra points of poison damage or whatever, or like a 15 damage over time from fire or something like that, Which, on the surface level, for this type of gun right now, as it fires, not as good. But you make this fully auto, get really high fire rate on it, and then all of a sudden you're cooking with gas, right? You got something like that applies a poison effect on a really fast, high rate of fire weapon, and suddenly it's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn effective. Let's see here. We still going the right way? Yeah. Just in general, the loot in Fallout 4 is just pretty damn good. And I do like the way in which they kind of circumnavigated the repair system by just having everything be worth, a material. Every single item has some kind of material value, if not, unless it's like a lore item. Or I guess like ruined books or whatever. Shit like that doesn't have any value. Though maybe you can still turn that into like cloth. I forget. But I fucking love that. Because otherwise, if not for that, I would severely miss out on sort of the cool choice presented by Fallout 3 and New Vegas's repair system, wherein if you want to repair your weapon, especially early game when you don't have access to like a weapon repair kit in those games, or access to a high-ranking like repair vendor lord who will do it for you, you have to make a choice, right? You're like, I found a hunting rifle that is really high up repaired. Do I want to just use that myself, right? Get rid of my current one, stop using this one? Do I have a high enough repair skill on my character to where it's worth it to repair using the entirety of this other duplicate weapon, right? Or do I want to keep this better, higher damaging weapon that will last for a bit longer? Or do I want to sell it for money because it's worth significantly more, right? The higher and higher you go with the repair percentage on a weapon, it exponentially gains more and more value, which I thought was such a fun, cool system. Albeit, it also introduces a world in which weapon scarcity is really wild, You find a fat man in Fallout 4, and it's not as consequential as finding a fat man in Fallout 3 or New Vegas, right? Wherein there are, like, less than 5 that exist in that game world, I want to say. In Fallout 3, I think there's only 2 or 3, right? At least in the core game. But they're very hard to come by. Whereas in Fallout 4, because of the randomized loot, you just find one, right? But like I said, they get around it in other ways, wherein the sort of value in it, you don't have to worry about repairing it, but you do have the situation where you still have a rare version of it, one that's more worthwhile, and you can still have that moment where it's like, I just found a really cool fat man because this one has a cool affix on it, I think both systems are pretty good in their own way, right? And I don't know, I think it's got like a good design ethos behind the 3 in New Vegas one, wherein you afford the player like an interesting choice that also incorporates their own skill, your repair skill. I think it's super underrated how good it is. And I would love to see it show up in other games rather than have it strictly be like, you scrap down this weapon for parts and use it to repair it. I want it literally you must take and destroy the entirety of this weapon, you know? And it makes it to where it's, like I said, there's like a cost value. Is that what you call it? A cost value assessment on your part, on the player's part, wherein you're like, oh, I could run around using, for instance, this, like, tri-shot laser rifle, which I had just found, or here's a really great example, right? I could run around using this alien blaster, right? But it's going to slowly break over time, and then I'm going to be either completely without an alien blaster that even functions, or I could run around with just a laser pistol instead, or a laser rifle instead, right? Because I know for a fact I'm going to find way more of those out there. They're plentiful. That becomes another factor for you to include in your sort of risk assessment with your loadout, right? You have to figure like, oh, this is a really high-powered weapon, but there's not many out there, right? They're very, very rare. But this is a less powerful weapon, like a hunting rifle, like a laser rifle at certain points in the game. And although that is the case, it's less powerful, I'll be able to keep it repaired up, and thus it will do slightly more damage. And I'll know in the field, I'll always be able to keep it repaired to some degree. I won't ever be in a situation, or I will rarely be in a situation where I'm worried about keeping it repaired. You know, I think there's a fun little risk assessment. But that said, the trade-off of a system like that is that you lose out on... So a lot of players will just not ever use the alien blaster, right? That's the trade-off. You'll use like a slightly more rare weapon, right? Like maybe, I don't know, like like I said, like a Fat Man or a missile launcher, right? You'll use that. But when it comes to using something like there's literally only one of this weapon in the entire game, and nothing else can even be used to repair it, even with like the jury rigging perk. You kind of, you will run into an instance where some players will just be like, well, then that weapon doesn't exist in this game for me, right? It only exists in my player house for me to look at, and I never actually get to experience it, right? I don't know. Like I said, it's an interesting trade-off of systems. I think they're both good, right? I'm a little sad, though, that no other game seems to have ran with the Fallout 3 and New Vegas repair system, because I think it's pretty fun. Okay, well, we're here. Is this the workshop? Hello. I'm assuming you're not going to say anything.
Excuse me.
Best scrap in the Commonwealth. Right here.
Okay. Well, maybe.
Let me think it over.
Let me think about whether this is the best scrap.
Scrapper. Let's trade.
Okay, let's barter.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Okay. Good. Is there anything particularly cool here? I don't think so. Okay. Got stems, power armor frame. Okay. Lots of ammo. Okay, yeah. You do have 40mm frag grenades. Yeah, this is new shit. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to buy those. Alright, and then... accept. I forgot that that's how the trading menu worked. That you had to accept it at the end. Okay. Caps. And let's check the terminal. Where the real shit is. Property of the U.S. Army. Open for business. Moving the shop to Cambridge was a good idea. There's a little less heat compared to the military base. The sirens there tend to attract ferals like shit on a mole rat. At least raiders are a bit more predictable. Using the Chinese grenade launcher we salvaged at the training yard, I've developed schematics for some prototype pipe versions. Marvin's offered up some additional ideas, but they're a bit on the impractical side. I probably shouldn't have laughed when he mentioned partnering up, though. I should apologize later. Marvin's gone. Marvin's gone missing, and so are my schematics for the pipe version of the grenade launcher. I've been paying the raiders for protection, so I don't think it's a kidnapping. I'm kind of worried about him, to be honest. We didn't leave on the best of terms. Well, okay, I think we all know what happened there. Weapons dealer in Monsignor Plaza? Oh, visit the competing shop. Word is there's another merchant working out of Monsignor Plaza selling grenade launchers to the raiders. But not just any launchers, pipe ones. That's way too soon to be a coincidence. I bet my last rat away they got my schematics. Bastards are trying to put me out of business with my own product. Hopefully Marvin's safe, that's the most important thing. Still, it'd be nice to find out what happened to both him and my work, so I can salvage my deal with the weapons traders downtown. It'll be funny if he really did, like he didn't backstab him, right? Like it was actually some weird freak incident, right? It was, it wasn't the most obvious thing that's about to unfold. Customer orders. Invoice 228701, Chinese grenade launcher. Client, anonymous, item, grenade launchers, price 750 caps. Notes. I have a ghoul client, claims to be ex-military, who used to tell me about these grenade launchers the Chinese had in Anchorage. Oh. Supposedly made from a frag gun that could punch through power armor like a wet bag. I doubt him at first, sounded like a bunch of hocus pocus from the wrong end of a Brahmin. But then we found this confiscated weapons cache at the training yard, and we've been in the launcher business ever since. A lot of this is all reverse engineering, but we've made ought to satisfy the buyer. What am I in Dragon's Dogma? We've made ought? Oh, but what we've made ought to satisfy the buyer. Okay, never mind. Sorry. I'm in too much Dragon's Dogma. I was thinking that this was ought with an A. I just imagined it. My mind fabricated a different reality. We've also got several new prototypes, but I'll keep my plans close to the vest. Nobody save Marvin has to know. Baseball launcher. Oh, client Mo Cronin. Baseball launcher, 750 caps. Notes. Mo asked if I can make him an authentic baseball launcher, the kind a designated hurler, or DH, used to kill swatters and armed hecklers. If it was designed to kill spectators, I'll need to calculate the launch angles based on how high the upper stands are. That should give me a ballpark figure on how much range it had. That's incredible. Can you actually get that? Pipe grenade launcher. Okay. Price, protection. Whoa, because it's for the raiders. Notes. I got a deal worked out with the local raiders. I build them some weapons. They keep the store safe. Hopefully their demands won't get too out of line. Weapons are fine, but if they start asking for caps, I'm gonna have to push back a little. Nail gun. Completed. Which I believe nail guns existed in at least Fallout 3, maybe even 2. Yeah, didn't they exist in Fallout 2? I can't remember now. Maybe not. They definitely existed in 3. You could jury rig up your own, right? Alongside the, I don't think it was specifically referred to as a nail gun, though, was it? Oh, I'm thinking of the dart gun. Okay. Price, protection. For the raiders again. I modified the nail gun's velocity so it has more range and works better as a weapon. Call me cynical, but I sincerely doubt the raider gangs want to use it to put up wood paneling. Saw blade launcher. And didn't this exist in the pit? Or were those not launchers? These may have just been regular ass saws. Client, raiders, saw blade launcher, price protection. Notes. First a nail gun, now a saw blade launcher. I asked one of the raiders if they used to work in construction, but the guy just gave me this confused look like his brain was bent into a pretzel. So yeah, it's pretty clear they have no idea what these tools were originally designed for. It's like one of those tests old world shrinks give out where you show someone a picture and they tell you what they think it is. I bet if you showed them a pillow, they'd say it was a weapon to smother people with. Shit, I shouldn't give him any ideas. If my next order is for a pillow launcher, I've got no one to blame but myself. Okay, I mean, a pillow launcher, that's just a junk jet, right? I do find it interesting, though. Isn't this like a bit of a slight lore inconsistency? I mean, I guess not. It doesn't have to be. Right? Yeah, there's a way in which it reads almost as if they used to work in construction, right? Which I feel like at first blush implies pre-war working in construction, but that would be impossible, right? Because if this was written anytime recently, anytime pre-war, someone working in construction, like how it says here, this is what clues me into it, where they say what these tools were originally designed for, implies pre-war construction, right? But that would be 200 plus years ago. However, like I said, there's no reason it couldn't be someone working in construction in the post-apocalypse, right? Unlikely, but plausible. Okay. There we go. Purified water. Oh, look at all this. Ported, calibrated, powerful pipe pistol. I'll take the water. Baseball grenades. Any new weapons here? I don't think so. I'm surprised some of this I can take. Okay. Was this always here? I don't think so. It was probably closed off and then they just opened up the interior. Alright. So where is our next location? Right over here? Okay. To the east. To Morrowind. Or to Monsignor Plaza. In this case. Now look at this, some mute fruit growing. Okay. And this is it, isn't it? Yeah. Not much of a plaza anymore. Okay. Going up here. I probably shouldn't even fuck around with this. What am I doing? Let's just continue toward our objective. If we can. Oh, I can't fit through that. Oh, there we are. Weren't there, like, a bunch of landmines around here or booby traps of some sort? Huh. Here we go. Fallons. Let's see how we can get into this place. Looks like we're going the wrong direction. Let's circle around this way. Good. I remember when Fallout 4 was first being teased, I thought it was wild just how much trash clutter they were fitting into screenshots and stuff like that. And it is, like, the trash, the just, like, rubble and garbage looks fairly impressive to this day. Granted, you know, open world stuff, where sometimes you just find a little that's floating. Okay. Over here. We probably should have rested. You know, now that I think of it, we probably should have rested. We'll play it very safe in here. Because I'm guessing a lot of these dudes in here will have explosives. Let's see, let me double check. What has my jet on it? 6. Okay. Yeah. We will tread very carefully here. Because there's a very high likelihood... Oh, look at this. Some sort of booby trap. Oh, this must have existed previously. Okay. Sue's terminal. Alright. Well, we have an opportunity to sleep. Good. This is a good place to try and keep in mind for the future, you know? Or I guess we can sleep even longer. We are tired. Let's go for 12 hours, actually. And then we'll eat and drink when we wake up. Okay. That said, these raiders may be peaceful when we arrive, right? Because they are selling some of this stuff, aren't they? Death Claw steak. Eat that. Great. Okay. So I guess we don't know quite to what degree they're working together. Nothing else. Okay. Let's get out of there. Interesting that I can transfer to cooking stove. Weird. Okay. Well, whatever we're looking for is right up here. Oh! Okay, they're not peaceful. Thankfully, they're incredibly low level. Okay, Defiant Hunting Rifle. The final shot in the magazine deals twice the normal damage. Did this exist in the core game? Huh. I don't remember Defiant. Is that new? Maybe it was added with, like, Nuka World or something? Huh. Not quite that good on a hunting rifle, but it could be worse, right? This is more so the kind of thing that you would want on, like, a single-shot weapon. Or, like, a, even a 6-shooter, right? I wonder if that can roll on a, what do you call it, a laser musket. And how that works on it, if it counts. Griswold's Terminal. Yeah, this is all core game stuff. I remember those. Rapid Pipe Grenade Launcher Rifle. Oh, cool.
There we go.
25% faster fire rate and faster reload. Look at all the extra junk thrown onto it. Look the something. Okay. Sure, I shall take it. Marvin's note. Hypothesis: I hate Suggs. Despise him. He mocks my ideas, tells me they're impractical and a symptom of an underlying medical issue. Well, at least I have ideas. At least I have an imagination. Theory: I hate him. Because for 3 years, I gave my sweat and tears and brain cells to that ungrateful son of a bitch, helping turn his boring ideas into a reality. But one day, I asked him when he'd make me a full-time partner, and he said, when pigs fly. Well, I've done it. I made pigs fly. In fact, when me and my new friends see him next, these little piggies are gonna fly right into his stupid face. Law. Suggs deserves to die. It'll be my pigs that kill him. I know. It'll be my pigs that kill him. I know just where to wait for him, too. There's a rooftop across the street from his workshop with a clear view of the road. As soon as he leaves to make his deliveries, I'll rain pork from above. And when the piggy slams into his skull and the broken glass cuts his skin and the cut becomes infected and then he dies weeks later to a lack of available medical supplies and poor health infrastructure, everything he owns will be mine. As far as plans go, it's practically foolproof. Well, I guess we need to get to that other rooftop. Find Marvin and retrieve the schematics. My God, look at them. Here are the pigs. Some kind of booby trap there. I don't know what was connected to. Huh. Oh dear. Piggy Bank Mine. Oh, maybe it was connected to these pigs. These are all exploding pigs. 10mm reflex, combat knife, backstab teddy bear. Now that's environmental storytelling. Ooh, got a whole bunch of grenade here. Frag grenades. Fit almost perfectly into that basket. Missile. Oh, another pig mine. Okay. 10mm there. Okay. Sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure Griswold's Terminal and stuff is in this core game. System's wired up. Finally got all the terminals wired up. Took a while to get the turrets playing nice, especially I have to remember to get something nice for Jake after what happened to his pet mole rat. I wish Sue didn't have to be such a pain about this taking a while. Just because she can load up a few holotapes doesn't mean she knows the first thing about how complicated this old crap is. Whatever, it works now. Okay. I can't remember if this is core game or not. You know what? I'm gonna read this other terminal just in case it's not. Fuck it, right? Suggs. Touch this and die slowly, especially you, Griswold. Note to self. Next time I see Griswold, shoot him 3 times. Okay. Thanks, Sue. Let's see. Let's head over here. Good. Any landmines or whatever around here? Yeah, this must be shit from the core game, right? Otherwise, this is weird as hell. Got some dirty water. Man, I miss being able to just eat and drink stuff that I see, you know? I do really miss that. Speaking of 76, and I guess Starfield now. They patched that into Starfield, and that's really useful. It'll be so fucking funny if Elder Scrolls 6 rolls around, and for whatever reason they have, like, food and stuff, but there is no dedicated, like, eat something out of the world button, right? They need to have it back again. So many people like it, right? It's such a good way to actually get people to use it rather than having to go through extra menus. Just have it to where you eat it as you see it, you know? God. I think there's such a good chance that it happens again. You know, there's such a, I know them, right? We know how they work. It's gonna happen again. I feel like there's a 2/3 of a chance that it happens again, right? That there is no eat an item out of the game space world. Rather, you can only eat it from inside your inventory, and they'll patch it in again. Right? Do you think? I don't know. All right. Let's see. Man, this is taking a bit. Uh-oh. Good thing we saved. Fortunately, the little thing is pulsating. The vault tech symbol. Yeah. Okay. Well, what the fuck? So now where do I need to go? Find Marvin and retrieve the schematics. Right. Okay. So we need to go back westward. Can I get out of here? No. Okay. Look at all these fucking old weapons and shit. Okay. Sure. Good, good, good. Then let's head on up this way. Great. Alright. I'm very curious about... oh shit. If they decide to, which almost certainly they will, if when they decide to do Fallout 5 and is inevitably on the East Coast, right? Or whenever they eventually do another East Coast Fallout, you know? Chances are, if they continue around, like, the eastern coast, literally, like, the shore area of the U.S., they'll run into other big schools, right, that would have been, you know, sort of academic rivals of MIT or CIT in the world of Fallout, the Commonwealth Institute of Technology rather than Massachusetts. But, like, I feel like there's a strong likelihood that they'll run into other of these, like, big, you know, Ivy League fucking schools and shit, and I'm very curious as to what will be going on there. If they'll be quite on the same level as the Institute as being developed, or what they'll even think about the Institute having heard about them, right? Because I think there's as well, like, there's a strong likelihood that if there is some, like, group of people in one of these places and it survived, I think there's also a good likelihood that they have a completely different ideology or whatever relative to CIT. Okay, so your ass is up here. Wow, look at all these pigs. Okay. Are they armed? God, I'm scared. Okay, I'm gonna pop drugs and go up. Oh. I don't know what happened there. The slow motion effect of the jet made me scream like in slow motion too. Like I said, I'm not a fan of landmines in video games. They freak me the fuck out. I mean, there's more, right? There's gonna be fucking more of them. Well, we have to be kidding ourselves if we think that's it. Was that it? Oh, God, disarm this one. Check it out. Did it sound like a pig? How did that work, by the way? How come it sounded like a pig? Regular piggy banks do not sound anything like a pig. They... Oh. Was this Marvin? Marvin's security. Okay. Doink.
Shit.
Oh, shit! Uh-oh. Go Vance! Go Vance! Oh, thank fuck. That was dirty, putting that fucker right there. That was fucking dirty. What kind of sicko does that? I'm assuming that wasn't like a regular fat man, though, right? Good God, man. Holy shit. A little bit of poop came out. It was so terrifying. Okay. Piggy bank launcher bomb. Alright, well, they're... Same, right? Grenade launcher schematics. Yoink. Return the schematics to Suggs. Take all those pigs.
Let's do this. All right, break out the shovel.
Oh, more of the store security here.
What was that?
I think they just killed Suggs, huh? They just showed up down there and iced the dude. Lit cigar. Okay. Some more caps. So where did that launcher fly off to? Good God, man. Is that it right there? No, I don't think so. It would have gotten moved around from physics. Shit, I have no idea where it flew to. Okay. Oh, fuck, I fell. Oh, here it is. Piggy Bank Fat Man. Alright, yeah, that's exactly what you would think it would look like. Sure. Okay. Got a whole bunch of money. Anything else here? Does not seem to be the case. Okay, let's take another power nap out here for a little save. Good. We can cross over that. I don't know if this is all new. Okay, before we go over there, let's check everywhere up here. Anything else I need to inspect or look at? Some areas right here, but I don't know if that's good to jump down to. That'll be nice to get in our playthrough when we finally, start up. definitely want to have on us some of those fall damage removing, what do you call them? Legendary legs, you know, on just regular armor rather than power armor specifically. Okay. I don't think there's really anything else over here. There's a monkey, though. There is a monkey somewhere. Alright. It's probably gonna blow the fuck up, right? Oh look, we've been through here before. There's some caps from an explosion. Booby trap. Okay. Looks like there's the booby. Oh, it's the other way around. Oh, look, the monkey is an exploding monkey. Turn that monkey off. Oh, okay. And this is gonna be nerve-wracking playing on survival. Right, with an actual, properly low-level character. Holy hell. Wow, you survived, man! Modified baseball. For what? Oh, a little canister of baseballs, right. Speedy accuracy and durable. Jadibe. Championship baseball. What's that say? For recreational play on all fields. $20. Made in Boston, USA. Caution when opening. Contains compressed air or compressed baseballs, which may spontaneously spring out and induce injury. And there's some even smaller text that is illegible to me. Okay. Well, I will take all those. Baseball launcher. Is this how the junk jet looks in this game? I don't think so. I think this is different. Yeah, this looks more like a leaf blower. Right? Yeah. Oh, look! H&H Tools! Oh, fuck. That's what I'm thinking of. The nail gun is from New Vegas. H&H Tools. Like I said, New Vegas had a bunch of shit going on, as far as weapons are concerned. Huh. Neat. We'll take all those. And your sweet roll. Great. Well, hey.
I buy and sell. Just put up everything you've got and let's see if we can make a deal.
Well, I'm not interested in that.
Pass. Hey there.
Here.
Hey, thanks for your help.
There we go. Oh, you've given me a penetrating Chinese grenade launcher rifle. Okay. Cool. Is this higher powered than the other one? It seems like this one is magazine fed. Okay. Sure. Ignores 30% of the target's damage and energy resist. Is that quest complete? Feels that way. I feel like after this fades away, we're gonna get the little alert. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, just so happens we have a weapons workbench here. Let's have a look at this stuff. Huh. Baseball launcher. I'm guessing this counts as a heavy weapon? Calibrated, powerful, hardened. Okay. You know what? Does scrapping stuff to learn mods, does that exist in Fallout 4? Or is that specifically a 76 edition? I can't remember. I'm like really blending them immensely. Way more than I thought I would be. Okay. Sure. Long barrels, standard barrel. It says poor hipfire accuracy, but it only impacts the accuracy on the item card by 1. That said, it may be an unlisted change. This is one of the things I dislike about Fallout 4 and its item cards, is that there are obviously way more things to be accounted for and not enough shit on the item cards, right? Like, rather than just accuracy, it should say hipfire accuracy, VATS accuracy. There should be 2 accuracy entries, right? And then as well, there should be its own, like, crit damage stuff. And rather than saying, like, superior, better, poor, rather than these qualitative sort of ways of classifying the damage or the efficacy of something, I just want it quantitative, right? If it's superior, just say 25% or 50%, you know? I want the actual percentage change. I get that, like, it's probably a little intimidating for people who are unaccustomed to more loot-driven games, right? That may be the case, and the reason for them doing it is through playtesting, like it was intimidating for some people. But just have it be like a toggle then, you know? I'd rather have it be a toggle in the, what do you call it? The, whoa, fire nozzle sets baseballs on fire. Literally a fire nozzle. I thought it meant like, like the nozzle of like a fire hose. Can make it orange. Whoa, look at all the paint. Baseball colors? Huh. Blue, flame decal, hot pink, green, red, orange, yellow. I don't know, I kind of like orange or red because it makes it look way more like a repurposed tool, given the H&H tools thing. I don't know, this may actually be how a baseball blower looks, and it's not like a refitted leaf blower, you know? I don't know what they look like, to be honest. Maybe this is it. Okay. Let's build the iron sights. I bet those will look fun. This is why I tend not to enjoy stuff like the recon scope on weapons, because it never matches the regular aesthetic of the weapon. And it's why I so much prefer just like regular reflex sights and stuff like that. Because the recon one, it completely fucks over the cool aesthetic of each individual weapon, you know? Piggy bank bomb launcher. It actually does more damage than the standard mini nuke? That's a little wild. Okay, I thought that the trade-off would have been for the piggy bank one. I thought the trade-off would be, it would be easier to get ammo and they'd be lighter weight than mini nukes. Thus the damage would be lower. You know? It'd be like a light version of a Fat Man. But in truth, in practice, is actually stronger than a Fat Man. Than a mini nuke. Okay. Rapid fire pipe nade launcher. What have we got here? All these. Mind you, I do have maxed out perks in both heavy and explosive. Which I don't know, would this count as a heavy weapon? Maybe this only counts as explosive. The issue with this, though, is I don't know how you would get more of this new ammo type. Unless you can, like, craft it at the ammo crafter or whatever. Wow, a suppressor. Oh shit, look. It's a Poseidon oil can. Huh. Okay, whoever did the modeling for these were into their... They were into their, like, older Fallout lore. Okay. Sure. And where's the other one at? Yeah, the Chinese one. Okay. Let's have a look. Okay. Sure, superior damage, better fire rate. Barrel difference. Fluted long barrel or regular long barrel. Oh, it's just a straight up upgrade. Superior range,
Best
sighted
scrap in the
accuracy,
Commonwealth.
better
Right here.
recoil, reduced hip fire. Well, I guess the hip fire accuracy is worse. Okay. Sure. Can get a large, like, drum-looking mag. Sights. A ballistic shield. Ah, okay. Yeah, the New Vegas one had... It was, like, slung around as if it were a proper heavy weapon. I think it exists as well in 76, right? 76 has quite the robust slew of weapons. I wonder if at this point, because they keep adding them in with new updates, if it now has the... Oh look, graffiti. But it's all... It's like Vault-Tec and Nuka Cola branding. Okay. Sure. But, yeah, I wonder if 76 is now the Fallout game with the most varied weapons. Or if it still has yet to eclipse New Vegas. Because like I said, New Vegas has an absurd amount. But yeah, even launch 76 had quite the array of weapons. Like, for instance, here in 4, I don't believe even with... Well, certainly not at least in the core game, but maybe even with Creation Club stuff, I don't think there exists a pump-action shotgun. Whereas in baseline 76, there exists a pump-action shotgun, and it is joyous. It is enjoyable. I very much prefer... I talk about this in almost every shooter-type game, third or first, but I very much prefer, when it comes to weapons, non-charging in most cases, and non-automatic. I very much dislike in most games anything that has to charge it. It's why I really don't prefer in Elder Scrolls to use a bow and arrow, because I hate having to hold down the left mouse button and charge up a shot. It's just extremely unsatisfying to me, right? And I think that may be to do with, like, the Team Fortress 2 player in me, wherein I think there's very few weapons in that game that have a charge up, right? All I can think of off the top of my head is, like, the Huntsman. There may be newer, weirder ones, too, but I was never, like, a Huntsman sniper. But never been a fan of, like, bow and arrow. Never been a fan of full auto weapons, unless it's, like, ridiculously full auto, right? If we're able to... If it's, like, a reasonable version of full auto, I don't care, right? It's no good. It's not satisfying for me. I find, like, a non-auto one, you get into, like, a rhythm of combat, right? And I especially love more old-timey sorts of affectations on stuff. Like, for example, on a revolver, I love, like, seeing the movement on the receiver or on, like, the cylinder. Like I said, I'm not a gun person. I don't know the jargon. But I love, like, pulling back the hammer and stuff. You get into, like, a real rhythm with the combat, I find. And then reloading every so often, so you have to pace out the combat. I find, like, in a video game, that's super satisfying for me. It's why, like I said, I love fucking revolvers in games. I love, like, bolt actions. I love pump actions. I love lever actions are absolutely my favorite, because I think lever actions are my absolute favorite in video games, because there's so much audio-visual feedback, and you can really feel, like, the rhythm of the combat, right? Especially if you have it to where after every shot, your character kind of cocks or moves the rifle to where it's not aligned anymore, and you can actually see, like, the spent shell casing or whatever come flying out, right? In sort of like a stylish way. You know, there's a lot of opportunities for, like, style and interest with audio-visual design with the weapon, I think. Which, you know, in a bit more of a slower pace, like, single-player experience, that's what I want. You know, make no mistake, if I'm in a first-person shooter and I need to kill someone, right? If I'm in, like, a modern military shooter, you know, I definitely want, like, an automatic assault rifle because I'm going to just get the best results with that, right? Though I will not have as much fun. It is just more fun for me to use, like, more anachronistic sorts of weapons, right? It's why, like, I prefer so many of the weapons to be non-automatic. And I think it's also why I prefer a lot of heavy weapons in games, I find, because a lot of them just shoot slower and have a lot of audio-visual feedback. Look at that. Let's try out the pipe one. I'm assuming the pipe one is shoot once, reload. Yeah. Oh, it goes in like that. Oh, wow. It uses a revolver reload animation. Oh, I thought it would bend down the middle. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it would bend, right, kind of between the, like I said, I don't know guns, but along the, like, barrel, you know, kind of like most grenade launchers that you see in video games. I thought it would bend like the double barrel. Yeah, I thought it would have, like, the double barrel shotgun reload animation, but it really does not. Okay. And then let's shoot a pig. Which apparently is more powerful than a fucking mini nuke. Okay. Well. I do like that it screams. Came down somewhere. Let's see if you can actually loot them. Whoa, okay. Can you loot the money from the pig? You can. Okay, neat. How much do the pigs actually weigh? The Fat Man itself still, of course, weighs a shitload. Yeah, the pigs are super duper low weight. Okay. And then here, I think it would also be nice, like I said, the item cards are a little lacking for my taste. It would be nice if they just said exactly what perks benefit this weapon, right? Like, in the case of the Fat Man, it's heavy and explosive. I want it to say somewhere, at least if I inspect it, right? I get like an advanced item card or whatever. It says, yeah, this is classified as both a heavy and explosive weapon, thus, if you have your heavy and explosive weapon perks maxed out, you get a whole lot of, like, double compounding weapon bonuses, right? Because that shit is not always obvious to everyone. And like in the case of the baseball launcher, does this count as explosive or just heavy? I'm assuming it's not explosive, right? Ooh, it sounds good. Oh no, you have to charge it. It's a fucking charged weapon. Ugh, I don't like that. Okay. It's pretty effective. And it looks like you get the ammo back if you loot it. Yeah. Okay. How's the reload animation? Right. Of course, it uses the same animations for other heavy weapons. I don't know. Is it that good? I feel like a junk jet is going to be better, but I think the junk jet is also a hold and charge weapon, which, like I said, is kind of unfortunate because I really dislike the feel of it. I love just, like, clicking my mouse and then something happens. I love that. Right? I don't know. It makes it to where, like, I can kind of, like, hunt around for someone's body or head, right? And I can just, boop, click their head, you know? It's very satisfying in a game way. And like I said as well, the audio-visual feedback is really where it's at for me, right? Like, anytime you can sort of get into a rhythm in combat like that, oh, it's so good. And you have, like I said, you really only ever get that in single-player shooters, I think, because if it's multiplayer, non-cooperative, a lot of the time you're dead, right? There's not enough time for you to get that kind of rhythm in combat. Occasionally you will enter what is referred to as like the flow state, wherein you're just kind of like killing the shit out of people on your multiplayer server or whatever, right? You're just killing a bunch of people, which is cool, but, you know, those times don't always happen, especially with advents of, like, skill-based matchmaking. So, you know, roughly half the time you're shitting on people and the other half you're getting shit on. But in a single-player shooter game, right, it's like the perfect opportunity for you to exhibit that sort of rhythmic flow of combat, right? And that's where I really love the audio-visual feedback of these more, like I said, anachronistic weapons that are less efficient when it comes to just pumping out bullets. But, you know, because it's a single-player game, oftentimes it's balanced around, like, oh, one shot in the head from a hunting rifle is on average going to deal a lot more than one shot in the head from, like, an automatic 10mm or whatever, you know? It's balanced around damage numbers and stuff rather than, like, yeah, if you shot someone in the head, they should be dead, right? It's not balanced around that. All right. We've talked a whole lot about, like, my sorts of, I don't know, preferences in design and whatnot. When next we return, I suppose we will continue on with some more of these quests, right? We've got one not too far out from here. Isn't Pyromaniac very close by? We may even be able to hit up the other Enclave encampment along the way. All right, until next time, please take care of each other.